Cuando yo supe que estaba embarazada fue cuando...
I found out I was pregnant when I went for a pregnancy test at a clinic where they did it for free. When I found out, well, I did not want to have the baby. There were many reasons.
Mis hijos están en México.
My kids are in Mexico, and, well, I was supposed to be here to work to help my family move forward. And having a child was, well, I just couldn't. I didn't feel prepared. So then the idea came to my mind to have an abortion. I did have a friend who asked me, "How could you do that to this child? It is not his fault. Don't do it. If you don't want the baby, give it up for adoption." I had answered with a no. I told her that I already made my decision, that I had already made up my mind. My appointment was set for 7:30 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep at all the night before, thinking about what I was going to do the next day. I had sold my car. I waited for the bus to come to take me to the clinic. When I arrived, I felt like he didn't want me to do it. He could feel everything. I knew that I wanted the baby, but I couldn't have him. I felt my stomach get really hard, as if he were hiding. Maybe that was his way of asking me not to do it. When I felt him move, that made me react. I said, "I'm not doing this." So I left and I called my friend. I told her, "You know what? I didn't do it." And she was so happy for me and said, "You do not know how much that child will thank you for giving him the opportunity to come into this world." She told me about the Women's Pregnancy Center and said they'll help you there. I kept wondering, what should I do now? I was denied access and I wasn't working. I had to find a way. I went to the pregnancy center and it was Lita that I spoke to. I asked her if they could help me with a prenatal care because I had not seen a doctor at all during my pregnancy. I was almost 5 months and I didn't have money for prenatal care, but she said that they could help me. They took me in. I spoke with the counselor, Sonia, and everything that we talked about helped strengthen my decision to have him and assured me that I had done the right thing in deciding to have my baby. I talked to her and they prayed for me. A month later or so, I got a job again and I was staying with a friend. When I spoke with Lita, she said that they could do an ultrasound, and I accepted because I hadn't seen him yet. I came in when it was time for the appointment and they prepared for me an ultrasound. I was very touched during the ultrasound because I hadn't seen him before. I thought to myself, how can one even consider taking the life of another human being? I saw his chubby little belly. He was full of life. He moved, and then I could hear his heartbeat. To me, that was wonderful. I am very thankful for Dr. Graciano because I didn't have to pay a thing. Later on, they found something like a cyst on my child's brain. Every time I'd go see the doctor, he would pray that it would leave, and as the months passed, it vanished. I felt very comfortable with him. I like how the process came about and the care that he gave me. The most wonderful thing for me was having the baby because it made me feel that my decision to not have the abortion was a worthwhile one. God was truly awesome because even taking into account the errors that one has made, He sent me a healthy child who is full of life. My little boy is very intelligent. He's so precious. He's my son. It's something wonderful. Had I not come to this place, the desire to have an abortion may have returned. I'm so grateful that I came here and that I now have my son. I have him with me. He's the best gift that I could have.
In 1968, I was a nursing student at the University of Oregon Medical School in Portland, Oregon. And as a student nurse, oftentimes at holidays and summers, we took private jobs in local hospitals. And I was working in a small local hospital as a scrub nurse in the operating room. And those were the days before Roe v. Wade. And so there were abortions that occurred in that particular institution. And then as a student nurse, I was willing to participate, and there were other staff nurses who refused. I felt that it was my duty as a student nurse and as a nurse to help people and to be there and to be available for any procedure that's going to take place. Also, as a biology major in college, I was very interested in human development, and I was quite curious about the development of a fetus. In those days, they didn't call it a baby, and I certainly didn't make that connection either. At the age of 34, I became a believer. I, since then, have attended church at El Camino, and that earlier part of my life, I knew needed some attention, that there were some things that I participated in that I needed to be redeemed. And because God is a redeemer, I felt like He was giving me an opportunity to be redeemed from assisting in those abortions. In Psalm 34:22, the Lord will redeem those who serve Him. No one who takes refuge in Him will be condemned. In 2007, Judy Wonders, the director of ultrasound at a crisis pregnancy center, asked me if I would be interested in volunteering as an ultrasound nurse. Since then, I have been volunteering once a week at CPC doing ultrasounds for our clients who are abortion-minded. It has been a joy and a privilege to be able to do that. The wonderful part of being at CPC is that I can share the good news of Jesus Christ, our true hope and redemption and life. When these moms get a first glimpse of these babies on the screen, it's just incredible. It's really exciting. They see the little heartbeat, they can see little arms and legs moving, and it's just a thrill. And so many of our clients change their mind. More do than not, once they see that it actually is a little life. And I just give God all the glory. It's just a wonderful opportunity, and I'm very thankful.
I remember that last year when I found out that I was pregnant, and when I called Christ Pregnancy Center, it was the hardest day of my life, and that's when I came to talk to CPC, and I met Priscilla, Ruth Applegate, and I met Ruth Stark. That's when they start telling me all the resources about the kind of help that they give to the pregnant women.
I remember her from the first phone call when she called me up and said that she was very nervous because she was afraid of having a miscarriage, and could we help her in any way? So she came in for her appointment, and from that very first visit, she's been a very special client to us. The best part of our interview and our time with the client on that first visit is to be able to share the gospel. And with Fatima, when I took out the Bible from the very beginning, her eyes just lit up, and we went through several verses in the Bible, and I asked her if she would like to accept the Lord.
Priscilla and I, when we prayed together, I accept the Lord on that day, and so Priscilla, she be my mentor, my guide, and which today I call her my spiritual mother, because every time I think about it, I would have never done it by myself because I was in a high-risk pregnancy, and I had a great doctor, but the biggest support that I got was from CPC. They gave me the strength, they gave me the tools, and they stood by my side step by step. By the time Maxie was born, it was overwhelming. I was overwhelming with joy because I couldn't believe everything I had. It was a lot of, it was so much joy that I had. That step by step, Priscilla, she would have come over to my house to check on me, how I do. She would have called me. I remember she gave me my first Bible. I got my first Bible at 27. And it's been my #1 book since then. When Max is born, everything was there. Max had everything. I didn't have to worry about anything. And they taught me how to be ready. They taught me how to be a good mother, how to prepare myself. And they told me, you're gonna be fine, because the main thing in my life now that I have the Lord in my life. And I had Priscilla, I had Ruth Stark, Ruth Applegate. So all of them, those women, they be incredible for me. I would have never done without them. My son today, baby Max, thank God he born healthy, and he was a big baby. He's still healthy, and he has pretty much everything thanks to CPC and LRC. So Life Resource Center is being a great help for me, because I get to take classes. I take parenting classes, and one of my favorite, it's the boundaries classes, because I know how to have boundaries in my life now, and it does really help me a lot. So I get coupons every week, and I get to shop. I shop for diapers, I shop for clothes, baby clothes, even just the regular food too for myself. And so there's a lot of things that you can get from the Life Resource Center. El Camino, the church, is being like my second family now. We had the baby shower. My son Max just had a baby dedication, which was wonderful. And myself, I'm looking forward to get baptized soon too. So it's been amazing. It's like a wonderful thing, and I wish that all those Fatimas up there, that the women like me, that they know that there is hope for everybody, and because they really do help. Because sometimes we just don't know what to do and how to handle it, but there is help. There is a big help up here, and they went through the step with me from beginning to end, and now I'm happy today. I couldn't be any happier, because I have the Lord in my life, and I have a big family now that I can call my spiritual family.